Hello and welcome to the full intel guide for Firebase Z. With DLC 1's release, there was 76 intel hidden around Firebase Z. In this video, I will talk you through how to acquire all 76 pieces, plus 2 extra pieces that were left in on release. So first of all, we're going to get the boring ones out of the way, which are documents and radio transmissions. The documents for Requiem, Maxis, and Omega can all be acquired by killing mimics. In my game, the maximum amount of documents I acquired was 2 per game. It fluctuated between 1 drop and 2 drops per game, so if you are trying to maximize how much intel you get per game, then make sure you get the first drop and then only kill a few more mimics until you get either a second drop or you restart the game. The documents that you can acquire by killing mimics for Requiem are Outbreak Zone's Timeline, Requiem Formation Memo, Requiem Staffing Announcement, and the C Cipher. The documents you can get for Omega are Authorization to Conscript, Omega Teleporter Blueprint, Ethereum Production Report, Specimen K7-1924, the P cipher, and the G cipher. All 3 ciphers for this map have been solved by Richkiller. If you want to see the solves and the text for them, you can go over to the forum where all of that information is located. The documents for Maxis are called Omega Portal Blueprint, Omega Propaganda Poster, Ethereum Effects Report, and Aether Reactor Blueprint. If you were counting, there are 14 documents in total, so that's at least 7 to 14 games that you will need to play of Firebase Z to collect all 14 documents. The radio transmissions for Requiem can be found in the data center. There are 12 radio transmissions, which means a minimum of 12 games to collect all of those. The 12 radio transmissions are Omega's Advantage, This is Personal, Peck, Between Us, Wand, The Stick, Blacksmiths and Architects, Not Unlike Oxygen, A Storied Career, The Thick of It, Transformative Properties, and Genetic Secrets. The radio transmissions for Omega can be found in Peck's quarters. You will need to have all 3 generators turned on to acquire this radio. There are only 4 radios for Omega, so only 4 games are needed to acquire all of these. These are called Good Little Lemmings, Not Built to Last, Do Try to Stay Alive, and Gorev's Disappointment. The last radio transmissions are for Maxis. There are 7 radio transmissions, and these can be found in Rocky Defense. Once you've got the power turned on at data center, exit out of the back, and just behind the middle defense area will be a radio for Maxis. Again, there are 7, so at least 7 games for Maxis's radios. These are called Code In, Relentless, Monsters Are Real, The Perpetual Night, The Light Within, Blood on My Hands, and A Bad Dream. The audio logs, documents, and radio transmissions for the Dark Aether can all be collected via trials. The most trial intel I have received in one game is 3, so to collect these 15 intel for the Dark Aether, you will need to play at least 5 games. Just like in Die Machine, you'll have to do trials up until a folder appears on the screen. Once a folder appears on the screen, activate that trial to have the reward be intel. Complete the trial up until you have a reward upgrade, and you should receive the intel for doing that trial. The audio logs for the Dark Aether are called Lost Souls Fedorov, Lost Souls Kozlov, Lost Souls Tobias, and Lost Souls Olga. The documents are called My Friend, Day 291, Day 3789, Day 4010, Day 6157, Day 6289, Day 6412, Day 2944, day 6416, and day 6418. The radio transmission for the Dark Aether is called Without Orders. Now I will move on to the Requiem audio logs. The first audio log is called Ravenov and can be found in the data center on the bottom floor. The second audio log is called They Took Her and can be found in the atrium just on the little bench. The third is called Meeting of the Minds and can be found in military under the desk. There are 8 Omega audio logs that can be found in Firebase Z. The first one is called Aethernauts and can be found in planning office just under the desk. The second is called The Anatomy Lesson and can be found in MedLab just to the right of the vial machine. The third is called Kuhlklay's Payback and can be found in Weapon Lab opposite the Rai K-84 Blueprint. The fourth is called Gorev and can be found in the Colonel's office to the right, just under the desk where the screens are. Number 5 can be found in Mission Control just on this desk, and is called Outpost 25 Has Fallen. Number 6 is called Dimensional Fertility and can be found in Scorched Defense, just on the left hand side if you walk up one of the bunkers, and it can be found just on the crate. Number 7 can be found in Engineering. You have to do a little jump to get this one because it's on the top of a pipe, and it's called Let It Ride. The final Omega audio log is called To Dust You Will Return, and you will need to complete the Easter egg all the way up to opening the OPC, as this one is located inside just to the left on the floor. We do have an Easter egg guide up on the channel already, so if you don't know how to complete that, go check it out. There are 3 audio logs that can be acquired from Maxis. The first one is called Workers of the Worlds, and can be found in the first room where you unlock the door just to the right of Quick Revive. If you go to the end of this little corridor, not going up the stairs, you'll find the audio log just on one of these shelves. The second is called Worse Than Baton Rouge, and I found this one opening up the barracks lockers. To open up the lockers, you'll first need to grab Kuhlklay's eye from Scorched Defense, scan the eye in the retinal scanner, and then collect the key from the drawer that opens up. The final audio log that you can acquire is called Not Who We Are, and it's just to the left of the Pack-a-Punch machine. This one again is a little bit tricky. If you go to the room where the armory is, if you look up where the beams are going across the roof, you will find the audio log on one of these beams, shoot it down, and the audio log will land just in front of the armory. Now we move on to the artifacts. For Requiem, there are 4 artifacts that you can acquire in Firebase Z. The first one is the Rai K-84 Blueprint. You can acquire this by going over to Weapon Lab and just picking it off the wall. The second is called Weapon Trial Folder. If you go over to Scorched Defense where Dimitri's body is, just to the left of the burnt body will be the Weapon Trial Folder that you can collect. This will not spawn in until you've acquired the Rai K Blueprint. The third artifact is called Kuhlklay's Diary, and you can find this in one of the barracks lockers. Again, just like a Maxis audio log, you will need the key from the retinal scan, so grab Dimitri's eye from Scorched Defense, scan it in the retinal scanner, grab the key from the drawer, and start opening up those lockers. The final artifact is called Rai K-84 Prototype. You'll get this by building the Rai K-84. I'll now go through how you can build the Rai K in one of your games. To build the Rai K, you will need to get the weapon blueprint from the weapon testing area. You will now be able to activate the cutscene in Scorched Defense, where you grab Dimitri's eye. Once you have the eye, you can go back to the weapon testing area and scan the eye. This will open up the drawer just below the computer and give you a key. It will also allow you to activate the computer. Now for this step, the circle on the computer is actually a dartboard. When you activate the computer, it will show you 3 segments of the dartboard. You have to shoot the dartboard that's in Village in the correct order that the computer shows you. Once you've shot all 3 segments, you can then shoot the bullseye, and then a part will spawn from the dartboard. The key that it gives you is used in barracks. Go over to that area and open the lockers. A mimic will spawn and you have to kill it. It will drop the barrel part. To get the third and final part, you will need to have a mangler spawn. These start spawning on round 15 and above. Once a mangler does spawn, you will need to shoot the cannon off its arm. Once the cannon has been destroyed, the magazine will drop. Collect the magazine, go back to the weapon testing area, and insert it into the charging station. You will now need to wait 2 rounds for it to charge. Once it has, go back and collect it, and build the Rai K where you got the blueprint from. Omega has 5 artifacts that you can collect. The first artifact is called Kuhlklay's Eye, and you can get this by interacting with the burnt body in Scorched Defense. The burnt body only spawns when you've got the Rai K blueprint from weapons testing, so if you don't see the burnt body, make sure you've got the blueprint, go back over to the tank where the burnt body is and interact with that body to get Kuhlklay's Eye. The second artifact is called Ravenov ID Badge. This is one of the first steps in the Easter egg, so if you've already completed the Easter egg and followed the guide that we did on the channel, you will already have this artifact. Artifact number 3 is called Agent Delivery System. This is the part that you get just after the serum step. So once you've input all the serums into the little machine and the Hellhounds have spawned and you've survived that, picking up the Agent Delivery System will get you that intel. Artifact number 4 is called Essence Trap. Once you've grabbed the Agent Delivery System and put it on the air conditioner, then gone to see Peck dancing around a bit, he will tell you that you need 3 codes. This is when you can interact with the memory machine in Data Center and collect your Essence Trap. Once you've got the Essence Trap, that's when that intel will pop. The last artifact for Omega is called the Aethermeter. Once you've grabbed all 3 memories in the Essence Trap step and input them into the memory machine, it will spit out a floppy disk. With that floppy disk, you will then go over to the mainframe, insert that floppy disk. That's when the OPC will open, and then you will be told to collect the Aethermeter that's in the electronically sealed locker next to Peck. Open up the locker, the Aethermeter will drop on the floor, pick up the Aethermeter, that's when you will get that intel. The last intel for Season 1 is for the Dark Aether, and it is an artifact. This intel is something that they missed out. Everyone was wondering what this Dark Aether artifact may be, because everyone's done the Easter egg, everyone's done everything, and they just didn't get that last artifact. But it was a mistake on Triac's end. They did update the game to have this artifact pop when we did collect the Aether crystal canister, and that is the last artifact. So once you've got the Aethermeter, you will be tasked with digging up 3 spots around the map to collect Aether crystal canisters. For me, I got the intel when I collected the second canister, but some people got it on the first, some people got it on the third. So you'll just have to go through that Easter egg step. Hopefully you will get the intel from one of these Aether crystal canisters. So that is all 76 intel from Season 1. But at the beginning of the video, I did say there was a couple extra. So when the map released on Thursday the 4th of February, there were 2 intel extra from Season 2 left in the map. I'm not too sure if these are still on the map due to already collecting them, but if they are, you will be able to collect these as well. They do not show up in your intel list, and you aren't able to inspect them, but they will appear in the after action report where you will get a short description of what they are. So these 2 Season 2 intel, there is one for Requiem called Focal Point, in which you can find at the top of Data Center. If you do the jump from Scorched Defense all the way to Rocky Defense through the satellite, you will be able to pick it up as you are landing, as it's on a little ledge, or you can go, once you've done that jump, if you miss it, you can just turn around, look up and shoot it, and it will fall down into Rocky Defense for you to collect. The second Season 2 intel that you can collect is from Maxis, and it is an audio log called More Bad News. This can be found just outside the OPC, so if you are looking at the stairs of the OPC, if you go to the left-hand side of the stairs, over the railing, and as you are looking at the pipes that are on the outside of the OPC, Just to the left of those pipes against the wall will be that audio log. And I think this is the one that's quite interesting, that says about a map in Berlin that we are going to be going to next. Either it's going to be that map in Berlin or the map in the Ural Mountains that Ravenov was speaking about in the end cutscene. So it's either one of those two. Anyway, that is the 102% intel guide for Firebase C. If any more intel gets added to the map in Season 2, other than those two that we've already collected, I will do another guide on those, but hopefully you will be able to collect all 78 pieces that are in this map. If you've got any questions, put them in the comment section below. I will be active in there, hopefully talking you through how to collect every single one. If you want any guides on anything else, please let us know as well, and we can set about making those. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.